Hey, what's up? Uh, this really is a professional video, but I did want to show everybody that I'm still got a black eye from those pesky vamps. But I want to talk about uh, my work with White Wolf Publishing. It's kind of a weird story to basically just bring up out of nowhere, but a lot of people really haven't heard about this. So back in 1999, DreamWorks and ACG Games, I believe, went out of business right as they're trying to make a game called Werewolf the Apocalypse, part of Gaia. I'm not really too sure if it's after or before uh, Vampire Bloodlines, but I know it's after Redemption. Um, awesome game, but no one really had a werewolf version. Sega came out with a werewolf game from them, but that never really took off either. You can still find it in torrents and stuff, because it never made it to shelves either. Um, so when I was looking around back in, I think this is like 2006, 7, one of those years. I noticed that White Wolf made a game called Werewolf the Apocalypse, part of Gaia. Um, I looked a bit into it. The website was down. Uh, I couldn't really find much about it, so I went to the Wayback Machine, which is like a archive for the internet. Pulled off some really important files, which don't even exist on the archive anymore. Sound files, game files, and little game intro. Um, and that's all you could find. It's just like the intro, like some little gameplay footage. It didn't have any sound, so I put the sound that I found over that, put that on YouTube, and started working from there. Basically, I took the whole, like, who made this, like the credits to the game. I went through LinkedIn, called up Travis Parker at Sony, after playing around their phone system for a bit. He told me that they shelved the game. It seemed like he had a little bit of aggression in the call, so he might have still had some sort of chip on his shoulder from the game, which working a game for that long fails. I don't blame you. But I talked to another guy. Um, kind of forget his name at the moment, but I'm sure I linked it somewhere. Um, let's call him Mike. Uh, so I talked with Mike, and I found him through the credits, and I researched his name for a bit. Found his website, and I found that he had three, count them, three files from the game that were basically like the little cutscenes of character walking up, interacting with another character, and plot. So I emailed him. I asked him, like, do you have any more of these? And he told me that he only has 14 out of the 15 that were ever made, including the original intro, like high quality. Now, when I'm talking high quality, I mean this is crisp 1080p, made in like 97 or 99, like one of those 2 years. But I mean, just think of the computing power that was needed back then. Yeah, it's kind of amazing. Unfortunately, what he told me is that the file was corrupted. It was put into a zip file, an archive file, and it was kind of damaged. It happens. I don't know why you put it in there to save space, but it's whatever. So I took the file. I promised him I'd fix it. Uh, I spent 2 weeks trying to fix the damn thing. Um, I extracted about 95% of the file. Luckily, that's like for the near end of it. It was a dark alley, so I used a lower quality clip from QuickTime to put in there and make it a pretty good, solid intro. You don't really notice the transition at all, and it kind of shows. I mean, it's a dark alley. The werewolf jumps in, fights a zombie, and that's the end. So I put the other clips on it as well. Unfortunately, while it did end up being like 30 minutes of great storyline from start to finish. You got your own little animated movie on there. The codecs were so old and antiquated that this crisp quality that you had was so degraded by the conversion ratio for YouTube and Sony Vegas and every single other program I tried to use. Even more so, unfortunately, this codec was so old that VLC and Real Player and other players just couldn't even handle, like, figuring out, what to put what where to make it look like an original video. So I contact VLC and some other people. I'm like, hey, the video looks great here. It looks choppy on this player. Looks choppy on this player here. Colors are off on this one. Using all that information, as a community, we got together and fixed the codec. Unfortunately, I never really released the pure crisp version just because I was in transition of move and depression and depression and depression and never got around to it. So my call out is to basically show people that one, um, I didn't take any credit for it. Not really, at all. If you look at the White Wolf Wikipedia, um, their own wiki, I put anonymous at the end of it. I wasn't trying to take credit for any of this. This video is not to basically show that I'm trying to stop a rumor. It's basically me coming out of the closet and telling everyone that I helped on this project. The reason for saying this now is because I have a guy out here who is gloating about his uh, help on White Wolf product, just in general. I like to say that I think that this is wrong. Um, Simply helping out on a project like this shouldn't be like something that you should show off at every single meeting and event and a talking point. The fact that I feel that this person may have bribed the people to come out here and just to get his little foot in the door in that community. Um, and I'm not really saying names here, but that person knows who he is. It's not right. And, there's a lot of people that work on this project that don't get a lot of credit, and we just don't gloat about it. You know, the White Wolf community has been a community, and simply trying to um, bridge the gap between reality and fantasy is something that we should never do. White Wolf will always be a role-playing community, and just because there may be some lifestylers within this community that may think that it's real for them, one of the main rules that we always follow in the White Wolf community is that we never bridge that gap, because it is a psychological disorder at that time. And, there's a ton of people out there, therapists and whatnot, that would like to see that gap there, because a lot of people have trouble differentiating between what it is to be a lifestyler and a role player. And I would just like to say that as much as I liked working on this game and helping bring back a piece of history that was almost forever lost, I didn't gloat about it because I didn't want any special privileges. But unfortunately now, it seems that I have to come out of the closet and tell people that I worked on this project. Mainly because I'm trying to protect my own ass at this point. Currently, people are out to try to get me thrown out of this community, and I really don't think that that's a great idea. I helped out quite a lot, and I shouldn't have to be defending myself to prove who I am and what I did for this community, just so you can have your great, experience in role playing. So please, whatever you have heard about me, push off the table. That's out of character, and have a great game. I'll try to be releasing a high quality version of the the game Werewolf Apocalypse Heart of Gaia shortly, once I get my production machines up and running. Unfortunately, there are some technical difficulties at the moment. But, you know, I hope to see all of you and roleplay with all of you pretty soon. So keep up the great work, and if anyone has any files from this game, please shoot them my way. I'm trying to get a community started up so we can do a Bloodlines mod or Redemption mod, and, you know, carry these cutscenes over and to make a viable game where people can actually play as a werewolf once and enjoy the luxury of replaying an old game. So please, if you can help out on this project, great. I'm sorry that this video came so late in the game. I didn't think that I would have to make a video. I love keeping my name anonymously, but for now, my name is Nick's Battle Lycion. My real name is Jonathan Bukowski. So if you guys have any trouble with making me a character in your game, then, you know, it's something that you should reflect on, because, you know, the people that are the quietest will probably help out the most, and, you know, people really shouldn't brag about what they've done in the game, because it really shows the world that they're not doing anything now. So, keep the game strong, and, ow! Peace.